all I really wanted to do was make a storage unit. And what did I get? I got a waterfall room instead. Oh, man. Okay. Hello, my name is Uni, and welcome back to my 1.19 Let's Play series. And in today's episode, we are flying around close to what we did last episode, which was the geologic formation and terraforming project, which is still a breathtaker. Oh my god, I still love this thing so much, and I want to do more. I am very excited to get started on the next bit, but today we have to actually start doing a new project down below here in the middle of our hexagon. Now, this episode, we are going to be working below it, and then in a future episode, we're going to be working above it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just get started on what's down below. In fact, I'm going to bring my yellow bed down with me because we got to head this way to the entrance to the inside of here. We're going to say and wave goodbye to our geologic landscape and go down into the abyss. And here we are, the inside of our hexagon. There's not much going on here, but I have plans in order to make this kind of work. Now, if you look right here, you can sort of see, it's kind of dark, but there is the outline of the top hexagon here, and I have a bunch of this white terracotta that I need to use up, and I don't really have a purpose for it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as a little wall feature for this. Now, I do actually have a bed in here already, so I'll just go ahead and use that. I don't really need my yellow bed, I guess. Psych, I need my yellow bed because it needs to be that color. I don't know why, it just does. It feels right. Now, something I want to do is try this new fancy little transition, and I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll see. Maybe if I just do this real fast and... Oh yeah, it worked. Cool. All right, well, there we go. This is a portion of the wall we are going to be creating in here. And the only reason I say portion is, one, I almost ran out of materials. This is about a third of what I got to do. And two, we have to terraform the inside of here and excavate all of this out of here in order to get it down all the way to that level, because this is going to be kind of in line with that. And then it's going to go, of course, over there, over there, over there, and it's going to meet up right there. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what is this going to be? Well, let me go ahead. Ooh, that's spooky. Let me go ahead and tell you with this spooky ambiance we got going on. Let's get that torch out of the way. So, I am running out of materials again, and I need more. So what am I going to do? I'm going to build a new storage unit. Yep. And the best part is it's going to be a bulk storage unit. Now, this is going to be a pretty cool project here. I've never actually made anything that's been a hexagonal sort of storage unit. I made the cave for earlier in the season when we were starting off, and that worked pretty well. But I didn't have much success in terms of, space. So this is going to resolve that tenfold, maybe even 100-fold. I don't know. We'll have to see. But let's go ahead and rev up our engines and get into gear, because it is now time-lapse mode time, and we are going to get started with that. We got a lot of dirt to dig up. Let's go. Massive walls are now built. All right, cool. we need to elaborate on this. So this is actually not the back of the wall here. This is going to be our border, essentially. And what we need to do is we need to create an outline on the floor here. Now, in order to do that, I have to go ahead and kind of go off of this little diagram I have here on my desk. I have everything pretty much laid out. It pretty much filled the entire graphing paper here, but all I got to do is I just got to go through and pick out some blocks and then replace them so that I have an idea of how I'm going to do this next time lapse, because I really, really need a guide here. And thankfully, I've already built it all in my test world. So let's go ahead and do a nice, cool little transition idea that I just had. So all we're going to do is we're going to go up against a wall, and it's going to be like a little bounce. So here we go. You ready? All right, watch this. And like that, we have a nice little outline for us to follow for our time lapse today. And I hope you don't mind, but I do have a bit of a nasally voice today. Been sick the past couple of days, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and start up another little time lapse here. Well, not really little, actually. This is going to be a big one, because what we have to do is we have to build up the walls going up. And you'll notice that this little sort of squiggly looking line here is exactly mirrored on this side. So that'll make it easy, because we're basically building the same thing twice on each side. And then on the ends, it's the same thing twice. So you're going to see pretty much 4 different stages of this being built. And all we have to do now is we just have to build up. And then after the time lapse, we'll go ahead and do a little bit of texturing, because I want to make it look nice and realistic. But you'll see what this is in just a second, because you can hear the music rolling in right now. We got to get started and go into time lapse mode. Hey, this is Editing Uni, just hopping in right before we go back after that time lapse. You'll notice I didn't do the other half of it, and it's because I wasn't recording. And I'm sad now because I lost that hour and a half of footage, and you guys don't get to see it, but there's nothing we can really do, so just enjoy the rest of the episode. And thanks for watching this far, by the way. Well, that was a lovely little project, but you're probably wondering, hey Uni, why the heck are you not down below, and why you're on top of the hexagon right now? Well, the short answer is, I corrected my mistake from last episode. So the diorite that was going along this fold here, that I was trying to pretend was a metamorphic rock, and then there was going to be this marble, which is calcite. I scrapped it all. This is now the actual limestone here. This is the marble, and then this is an igneous rock basalt. And I decided to put that there just to make it not so confusing anymore. It is the same on the backside as the other folds. But enough about that. That's just me trying to correct my mistakes and make things make a little more sense on my world here. But if we go over here, I've got this little tiny hole. It is centered on top of the hexagon, but not on the build below. But as you saw in the time lapse there, we now have this very ambiguous looking structure going on. And what is happening? Well, as you know, I said that this side and this side are mirrored, and this side and this side are also mirrored. So everything is the same, and it's got a lot of repeating features. But what is it exactly? Well, we know this is going to be the storage room, but what's up with this stuff? This is more of like an accent wall for everything, and I have to go ahead and do a little bit of texturing. So let's go ahead and do that same kind of transitional thing right now. Let me find, this wall right here. Okay, so we'll just go up against this, and then we'll turn around here, and we are in a completely different area. Oh, man. Okay, so where to start here? There is a lot to unpack with what has been happening. Yes, I have been texturing, but I've been going overboard quite a bit, and we even have this layout here. And over here, where we did our transition, you'll notice we have a huge hole, and it's mirrored on that side as well. And the plan is to dig all the way up to there so that we'll have like a little bit of like an escape route. We can fly out of here with the elytra. So on the other side, it's the same exact situation there. And I also forgot I have to replace this here for the reasons of, making that transition just now. But if we just place that all back, we should be good. So I still have to make that, and I'm of course going to texture it because, you don't want to leave out any details there. But let's go ahead and tour around what we have. These waterfall little thingies here are very much ready to go. And the best detail that I love the most is the moss here, showing off where all the mold and moss is growing on the waterfalls themselves, because there's going to be a pool here that's collecting all that down below. Now, if you'll excuse my voice here, I am still a little bit sick. I've got quite a bit of a postnasal drip going on, and I don't know if allergy season is helping that or not. But another thing I should mention outside of that little detail is we have some lighting on all the little pads here where the water sources are going to be coming from. And now the best thing about this is that we will be putting in the water in just a second, and it should fill all this up. But the water itself has a very important thing that we will be working on in the middle here, because this whole city / thing that we are building is going to be located up above a spring, which is going to come from right about here. Now, the cool thing about that is we are basically pumping the water up to the top here. And in order to have that sort of make sense, we're going to build like a little bit of a machinery thing here in the future. But for today, the focus is just going to be getting the storage in. And I don't even know if we're going to finish the roof, but we are going to come back to this place. And I'm hoping to get at least some of that roof done today. But for now, let's go ahead and fill up all the water on these things because I want to see what this looks like when it's alive. Well, now, I was expecting a really nice water feature, but what I got was a fantastic water feature. Look at this. Oh my God, there's so much water everywhere. It's leaking all over the place. We have this nice little pool that wraps around the entirety of our storage unit or area, I suppose. We even have some down here in an eventual overflow of what's coming out of here. And then it's going to go up there. Oh my God, there's going to be so much going on. Ooh, and I have to collect my iron here because I have to make some lanterns. Not lanterns, lanterns in order to get rid of these torches here. Because I don't really like the look of torches anymore. And I want to make them kind of dotted throughout here and whatnot. But the next goal of this episode is to create the storage pillars, which are just going to be here. All it is just going to be some bulk storage. Nothing special. Nothing crazy. All I really wanted to do was make a storage unit. And what did I get? I got a waterfall room instead. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I need to get back on track and do what we did here. Do what we needed to do today, which was make some storage. So let's go ahead and put those up right now. All right. There we go. Much better. Now we at least have some functionality to this place. And, pretty much everything here is a stone variant except for the dirt. And the only reason I added the dirt in was because I always have so much of it and I need a place to put it. So we'll have that there, and we'll have the, I believe, diorite, I want to say. And then this is diorite. Andesite. Ooh, okay. So we have granite. That's it. Okay, yes. Granite. So the red one's granite, white one's diorite, and gray one is andesite. That's right. Okay, cool. You think that a guy who knows a little bit about geology would know his rocks, but then we have cobblestone. We have the deep slate, of course, or cobbled deep slate, the tough blocks, and the regular old stone blocks. And these are all going to be bulk storage for future terraforming projects. Now, I am missing calcite and basalt, but those ones I feel like I'm going to be using so much that I won't even have reserves of. So they're not really included in here. But if I need to, maybe one day I'll come back and I'll add it in somewhere else. So for now, the last two things we have to do are build the roof. And that is going to take a long time. And that'll be the last portion of this episode. I might time lapse it. I might not. I don't know how much time I have left to record for this episode. But we need to create the little chutes that go up and out into the world. So, all right. So now I have finally gotten my little chutes on either side ready to fly out of. So without further ado, after we gather up all those little blocks, let's grab our rockets, and then here's what we're going to do. First, eat steak. We need calories. And then second, we need to fly. Here we go. You ready? Watch this. And then we come back this way. And then we go right here, down in, and boom. There we go. Perfect. We now have ourselves two little entrances on the, I believe, east and west side. Let's see here. If I can just read. Yes, that's the west side. That's the east side. Boom. All right. That is finally completed. And you know what? I did figure out a template for the roof here. So we actually have one last time lapse for this episode. I decided that I might as well go all in and get one last little build going here. So now that we have everything else ready to go, it's time to finally finish off today's episode here with one last little lapse. So are you ready? Because it is time. You hear the music? Oh, me too. I hear it, and I'm ready to start building. You know what? I'm getting some flashbacks right now to my old circle/sphere video that I made, like what, 8 years ago now? Oh man, it's been way too long. I was in high school back then. But anyways, we have a completed roof to our entire storage unit area. This is a very fancy storage area, and for what it's basically having in it, it's not really I don't know if it's appropriate, but I like it. It's overkill. That's what it is. Yeah. And then the roof here itself, it's a very basic outline for what I'm going to be doing later. I am going to be putting support beams in. There's going to be this whole apparatus going up here. So I don't really have much else for this episode because one, I'm running out of time, and two, I'm running out of steam. But the one thing I do want to mention before we go is just the layering of all the shading here. It's something that I didn't mention before, but I really wanted to make sure that I went with this dark sort of outline in the back, and then we were sort of fading in with an in-between with the grays, so the andesites, the stone, and the cobblestone with all the moss being, of course, for the water, but we already mentioned that. And then, of course, with the darkness here, we have the mud blocks, we have the basalt, and then we have the deep slate cobblestone. I think that's what it's called. I forget. I think I've mentioned that before, actually. You know what? I've already talked about this. Of course, we have all the calcite, diorite, and whatever, quartz, all that stuff. It looks really nice. It looks really cool. And this is it. There are some imperfections, of course. Like if you look over there, you'll see there's still some of the white terracotta that I haven't gotten rid of. In fact, the white terracotta itself kind of seems redundant now from what I did in the beginning of the episode, because when I started, I had no idea what I wanted. But you know what? I think I got what I deserved, and that is a really nice looking storage room. And for what it's worth, it is definitely worth it entirely. So, my name is Uni. Thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you liked it very much. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I am jogging it out, and I will see you guys next time.